I couldn't resist, Sally. I just had to put those ladies up there. That's us having a great old time. That's Sally and me when
Absolutely.
we never met each other in person. But here we are today talking about what do we have going on here at Action Takers Publishing. So many really great things. And we have our list and we are ready. Sally, do you have
We're
your whole
ready.
list?
I have my list.
Okay, so first of all, I'm Linda Sunshine West, the founder and CEO of Action Takers Publishing, and that is
Sally Green. I'm the creative director here, and we're excited to be here today. We have a lot of great things.
Yes, a lot of great things. But when I pointed at you, I kind of smiled. I don't know if you noticed it because I pointed the right way. I was like, I pointed the right way. Yay. Because everything's mirrored. Everything's a mirrored image. So, oh my gosh. First of all, I want to share just, I'm going to put these on the screen, just a couple of these. We have these amazing video testimonials that we've gotten from people. And I'm going to share because I love the images that we have created here. So we have here, this one by Sherry. Like they're just fun. They're eye popping, and we're using these for our YouTube channel just so that they, attract attention. Right? That's what we're all about. Is we got to make sure that we get that attention on ourselves because there's a lot of noise out there in the social media. So we have these different one, and this was Sally before she became part of the Action Takers Publishing. So this was really cool to have her do a testimonial, and then she joined the team. So that was really awesome. So these are just some of the ones. Sally, which one do you like the best? Do you have a favorite?
I don't know. They're all pretty cool, and I love that they're kind of cartoony. You know, and it just makes it so much fun.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's what I remember I was looking on YouTube. So I'll share with you, how the idea came up to create these like cartoon like images is as I was scrolling through, I just Googled, I said, top YouTube thumbnails. That's what I Googled. And a lot of them came out that they were just really bizarre or they were really extremely colorful, but a lot of them looked cartoonish. And so I was like, let's do it, so I just wanted to share, like, that's how we came about because, sometimes like I don't have all the greatest ideas. Sally doesn't have, like, you have all the greatest ideas. I don't have all the greatest ideas, but sometimes we need to tap into someplace else and find out like where can we get those great ideas. And I love them. I think they're fun. And I hope you all will watch some of them because they're really great. We spent a lot of time on those. Sally, what do we have in the pipeline today? I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, the book I read is launching.
Oh, that's the wrong book. Hold on, I'll be back. I'll be back when I'm ready. I was testing everything. Okay, there we go.
It is. Okay. The book I read is launching next week on the 29th, right? Is it next week?
March 29th. A couple weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'm a week ahead of myself.
Yeah. What's this book about?
Yeah. So this is transformational stories about a book that our authors read that transformed their life, that changed things in their life and made them maybe think about life a little differently because of what they read in that book. And so we have 50 authors in this book, and they've each written a little chapter in here and told us what the book is that changed their life.
Oh, I love this book. It's way better than I ever imagined it was going to be. And it's interesting because as the chapters started coming in, I remember we were getting approaching that deadline date, right? And deadlines in this type of industry, deadlines are really important because if you miss your deadline, then you miss your launch date. And so as we were getting close, we have 50 authors in this book. We had 20 chapters turned in about maybe up to 4 days before the actual deadline. And I was like, we're going to end up with 25. My thoughts started popping into my head of how it's not going to make it. We're going to be struggling and all this stuff. And what do you know, launch on that final deadline date, we got all the rest of the chapters. So this book has 50 authors and absolutely just incredible journeys that these people have gone through on the books that they've read. Mine, I'm not going to tell you what book it is, but I will tell you that it was literally the title of the chapter in the book that I selected, that title of the chapter that changed my life. It totally transformed my life. So sometimes all it takes is one small thing. So when we're sharing a story, it's not about the whole big picture, the whole story. It's like, what is something that somebody can take out of our story? They might only take out one thing, but if that one thing is going to transform their life, absolutely incredible. Sally, you want to without telling what your book is, you want to tell just like a little bit, give us a little sneak peek?
Well, I'll just tell you that the book isn't a book that I read or that the words affected me, but the book itself affected me. So,
Hmm. Dun, dun,
uh,
dun, dun.
and I was going to say, nobody, apparently, a lot of our authors didn't read any books about procrastinating in till the last minute because I think the day that we set our deadline for, we got 30 submissions like at midnight that day.
Oh, yeah,
I
right,
woke up
right.
the next I woke up the next morning and I was like, I looked at my email, it was like boom, 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 boom. There's all the submissions. And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
oh, okay.
Well, it's possible they read the book about procrastination, but they procrastinated in reading it, and so. But it's great though. It's really that's what the deadlines are for, is to create
Exactly.
that sense of urgency. Even if 3 months in advance. And how many of you, I've been accustomed to
Mhm.
this many times in my life. 3 months before a deadline, 2 months. Okay, I got 2 more months. I got one. I actually have a deadline in 2 days and that I have to hit. And I'm going to do it today because I don't want to wait till a day before. But it's just customary, and that's what deadlines are all about, is so that we can create that deadline so that you hit it. But if you would like to get a copy of this book, you can go to the book I read dot
Look,
the book I read book.com, because the book I read.com was taken. So we went with the book I read book.com. Get your copy there. We do have, they're on pre-sale right now. And then of course, when the book launches on March 29th, go ahead and get your copy over there as well. We'll be reaching out to you to ask you to help us to hit that #1 international best-selling status by, purchasing a Kindle version for only $1.99. So what's next on our agenda?
okay, we have 3 different books being launched in May. The first one is Fabulous After 50.
Fabulous After 50. This one is like, I'm over 50. You over 50?
A little bit.
I guess, yeah, I'm closer to 50 than I am the next age. No, that's not true. Okay. But yeah, this one is launching May 17th, and we're excited about this one. Getting the authors together, getting the band together right now, so we're in the
Exactly.
process of getting all those, contributing authors that want to be part of this. So if you're interested and you have a story like after 50, my story just briefly is at age 51 is when I hired a life coach, and that helped me to really transform my whole entire life from there. And so my life is so much better today than it ever was, anytime before 50. So Sally, what's your like brief, fabulous after 50?
I would just have to say the last 2 years, because since I was in my first collaboration book and then moving forward, and the difference in my life just in the last couple of years. So yeah, and
Yeah.
I got a story to write.
I got a story to write too. I got lots of stories I got to write. That's the only challenge about doing all these books, is that we're part of most of them. If they fit for what who we are and what we're all about, then we write a chapter in them, which means what we got to write a chapter. So, which is good though, because it's been really, I've been enjoying sitting down and writing just a chapter.
Yeah,
2,000 words. I can usually bang that out now in about an hour, and I just dictate mine. So what I do is I open up a Google Doc or a Word doc, because I have both, right? Just open it up, turn on that microphone, and I just start dictating, and it transcribes it all for me. And then I just go back through and I proofread it, and I make sure it sounds good. Then I submit mine to the proofreaders. And so, do you have any tips for anybody who's sitting out there thinking like, I don't know if I could write 2,000 words?
yeah. 2,000 words is easy. I mean, that's what 1 minute or 2 minutes of talking fast.
It's a little more than that.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
a- the average person speaks 170 words a minute. How do I know this? Because I was in court reporting school for 4.5 years, and we talk about that. It's like 170, 180 words a minute. So yeah, so it's about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes of 12
10-minute
minutes
talk.
of talking, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like a TED Talk. It's like a TED Talk. Yeah. So, yeah, just getting started, I think is that thing, right? Is to just get started, put something on paper, and then massage it later. Don't worry about the perfect chapter. We have one that was submitted the other day that, there was like incomplete sentences the whole way. There's no periods, no commas, no nothing. I'm like, okay, we'll fix it. That's what we're here for, is to help fix it. Of course, we
Exactly.
don't really recommend that you turn your chapter in with no punctuation, because it's a lot harder for us. But we do, if that's how you write your style, then just do that, right? So we're looking for anybody over 50. This is for men and women that are fabulous after 50. You have a story to tell and you're excited about life. You know that 50 doesn't mean that you're going really downhill. It means that things are picking up. So what's our next one, Sally?
Our next one is The Joy of Work.
The joy of work, the joy of work. This one is launching May 24th, so a week after Fabulous After 50. How fabulous is that? So the joy of work, do you love what you do? Sally, you want to talk a little bit about this book and like, who's it a perfect fit for?
Yeah, we're looking for, if you have a job that you love, if you have a career or even a hobby that you love, that maybe you make a little bit of money on, and you want to share your story about how you got started, about how it's been for you, why you love your job so much, then this is the book for you.
Or business. So you don't
Or
have to,
business, right?
it's not like a 9 to 5. You don't have to have a 9 to 5, because your business it's work that you do, right? It's work you
Exactly.
do. And so we're really looking for those people like me. I started my entrepreneurial journey at age 51. And I mean, I'm on fire. I absolutely love. I almost love it too much, because my husband sometimes says, maybe you should come to bed now, because it's that old saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. So if you're that person that you love what you do so much, let's hear your story. Want to hear about that journey, what it's been like for you, and how did you discover that whatever it is. And let's hear about it. So what's next? And that one's with Whitney Wiley. Super excited. I love Whitney. She's amazing. I love all of our authors, though. I'm a little
What's
partial to
next?
everybody.
You want to do the step up and speak up next? Speak out.
Nope, I can't.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then we're
Everything
gonna
is in
do.
order.
Oh, okay.
Next
Next is
is
Gained by Losing.
Women Action Takers Who Gained by Losing. That one is launching on May 31st. Really excited. We're getting all the chapters are starting to be turned in. Their deadline is in like a week, I think, or a week or two.
Yeah.
And so they're turning in those chapters. It's been so exciting to see the chapters coming in. This is all about what's the word?
Intermittent
Intermittent
fasting.
fasting. Thank you, which I'm doing, by the way. And I was inspired by this
Look
woman right
here.
here, Paige Davidson. Oh my gosh. We have a special guest in the studio today, Paige Davidson. And this book is co-authored by Paige, Women Action Takers Who Gain by Losing. And Paige, why don't you just tell us like a short story about like how you got into intermittent fasting? And then let's talk about the book and what we're looking for in the book.
Well, first, hello, Linda, and hello, Sally. Thank you for having me on today. I always love to come on and talk about this book. This book is amazing, and I just can't wait for it to get into the hands of people who are going to have changes in their lives because of it. I did every diet known to man. This is, I struggled with obesity and then morbid obesity for over 40 plus years. I even had weight loss surgery, which I thought was the ultimate. And I lost 150 pounds, but I didn't get all the help that I needed and ended up gaining quite a bit of that back. So at the point where I was back up to 250 pounds, I started intermittent fasting. I learned about it. I had to research it because when I first heard about it, I thought, that sounds like some crazy diet. There's no way I'm doing that. But I had to do the research because it is a very healing and very healthy, and it heals inflammation. And I had two terrible conditions that were caused and driven by inflammation. So I started it just to see if I could get some relief from this pain, and it cured both of those conditions. But I had also lost almost 60 pounds at that point by practicing an intermittent fasting lifestyle. And I thought, this really is not a diet, because I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was just another diet, but it's not. It's a lifestyle. It's just a way to manage your food. And
Well,
I
why don't
thought,
you tell what it is? Because some people listening might not know what the heck you're
oh, that's
talking
a great
about.
idea.
Because when I first heard it, I was like, oh, like you said, oh,
Well,
that's
it,
just
it
like a
does
diet
it does
trick.
sound kind of crazy at first,
Yeah.
but yeah. So what you do when you are an intermittent faster, you eat all of your food, drink all of your drinks that have any calories within a certain pre-prescribed by you amount of time each day. So you may do an 8 hour window, or you may do a 6 hour window, or you may do a 10 hour window.
And when
And
she's
during
referring to like a 6 hour, 8 hour window, that's the window of time that you're eating.
Right. So during that window of time when you're eating, that's called your eating window. But the rest of the time for that 24-hour period, you're not eating anything and you're not drinking anything that has, it's easier to say what you can have. During your clean fast, that means you're only having these 5 beverages, which would be plain black coffee, plain water, nothing added, sparkling, unflavored water or mineral water. So it can be like Perrier or San Pellegrino, but no flavors. Plain green tea and plain black tea. Those are the 5 things that you can have an unlimited amount of during your fast. So every day you're fasting for part of the day, you're eating for part of the day. So
And
that
there's like, yeah,
explains intermittent fasting.
yeah, it's a fascinating. There's really a lot more to it, and I started doing it because I heard Paige speaking inside of a clubhouse room several months ago, and I was like, oh wow, this woman lost all that weight. Not that I was going on a weight loss journey, but like I had heard about intermittent fasting by somebody who was really skinny like their whole life, and I didn't know that there was more to it than like I thought you were just starving yourself is what I thought intermittent fasting was. I was like, I'm not going to do something like that. But when I
Right.
heard Paige talk about it, it was really fascinating. And I'm happy to report that I've been on thyroid medication for almost 10 years now because I have hypothyroid. And I went to the doctor 3 weeks ago, and my numbers for my thyroid have gone down. So she lowered my dose for the first time in 10 years. Is it the intermittent fasting? I'm not going to 100% say that it is, but I'm not going to rule that out. And so it's interesting. Like I'm excited to see what happens when I go back to my doctor in about 6 months or so to
Oh,
get tested again,
I
see
can't
what
wait to
happens.
hear either. I can't wait
I
to hear either.
know.
The focus of this book. See, I lost 110 pounds, and it's really the footnote of my story. But if you would have told me 3 years ago I was going to lose over 100 pounds and think it was not such a big deal, what's a big deal was all of the other benefits, health benefits, mental health, emotional health, spiritual, physical benefits that I've received in my life from practicing intermittent fasting. That's the headline. And so for you, I can't wait for you to go back, because I can't say for sure either that that's what it is, but I would not be at all surprised, because people have inflammation problems healed. I have an aunt, and I'm only telling you her story, but I have an aunt who at 76 started practicing intermittent fasting. She was a long-time diabetic. She lost 50 pounds, but her doctor took her off of, notice I said her doctor took her off of her metformin because she had put her diabetes into remission from practicing intermittent fasting. And she worked with her doctor the whole time. And I have heard multiple stories of people, curing fatty liver disease and putting diabetes in remission. And there's so many health benefits to intermittent fasting.
That's fascinating about your aunt there because, the doctor was, especially if it's Western medicine doctors, they don't usually believe in those kinds of things. So she's very fortunate she had somebody who, monitored her during that journey. And I imagine he's a convert if he wasn't before.
Yes, he couldn't believe it. I mean, he tested her multiple times, but her A1C level came down into very within normal range. And he told her, I'm not going to keep giving you medicine that your body does not need. You no longer are an active diabetic. So I will always sing the praises of intermittent fasting for all of the health benefits. And the reason that I will always do it has nothing to do with weight, which would be surprising to most people. But both of my parents had dementia. And science has progressed our knowledge so much of so many of these things that they used to call lifestyle diseases are really diseases that are driven by inflammation in our bodies. So inflammation in the small capillaries in our brains, they call Alzheimer's now type 3 diabetes, heart disease, strokes, heart attacks. So many of these diseases they're finding are linked to long-term chronic inflammation in the body. And that is what intermittent fasting heals. One of the many things.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the people that you have that are part of this book?
Oh, the people in this book, as it happens, they're all women. And we didn't set out to do that, but it just happens that the collaborating authors are all women. And we have ages represented from mid-30s through 85.
Wow.
I have an amazing woman who is a collaborating author who is 85. She is sharp as a tack. She's coaching me. We decided within the past week, we decided to be accountability partners. Wait till you read her story. You will love her. But I have people who have had lifelong struggles with obesity and weight, like myself. I have other people like that. I have women who did not have any trouble at all with their weight until they hit menopause, and have multiple examples of women who, once they reached menopause, really struggled. And then they found intermittent fasting. I have a few certified health coaches in the book, but for the most part, this is a book of just regular people like all of us who have struggled in this area of our life. And intermittent fasting has not really taken hold as it should by physicians because two things. Well, I will say that Big Pharma certainly is not going to ask people to do intermittent fasting because there are no drugs to be sold. There are no products to purchase. I have seen people trying to benefit from the popularity of intermittent fasting of late, selling bars that you can eat that supposedly don't raise your insulin, which is what is implicated in obesity now, not calories, but insulin, hormone levels. It is a hormonal disease. It is not a calorie disease like we have thought for so long. So we have so many people that are involved that are just regular people. I have one collaborating author who, and most of these people have nothing to do with the health or wellness industry. Nobody's trying to sell anything, but one amazing collaborating author who started an intermittent fasting free Facebook group, and she has over 1,600 members now in that group. I have married women. Excuse me, I hit my microphone. I'm sorry. I have married women. I have single women. There are women who are parents, women who have no children. You cannot pick up this book if you're a woman and not find someone that you will relate to. So it's an amazing group of authors.
That's so fabulous, Paige. I'm super excited to launch this book with you May 31st. We're also working on republishing Paige's first book, Fasting with Paige. The title might change, but that's what it was originally. So we do also help people with solo books that you don't have to be part of the collaboration to be in one of our books. And so, Paige, you want to share with everybody how they can connect with you, because you are a coach. You do help people to work on this intermittent fasting journey with them. So how can they reach out to you?
I will tell you that, but first I just want to add that I was not a health coach until I discovered intermittent fasting and lost this weight. And I thought, how can I help people? I have to help people with this because I've struggled for so many years. I can really help some people alleviate some years and some pain. So I went to school and I became a certified health coach and life coach. But you can reach me by going to fastingwithpaige.com. And that's PAIGE. All together, no periods or anything in there, fastingwithpaige.com.
I love it. Paige, thank you so much. Thanks for being part of this journey with us. And
Yeah.
you're in our one of the other books as well, Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. And then of course you're in the book I read. So it's like we've got all kind of stuff we're doing
And Wellness
together.
for Winners.
Wellness for Winners. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in so many books, I don't even remember all of them.
I'm in them all.
So it's been
Thank you
awesome.
all.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And we're going to continue on with our town hall page. We shall talk to you later. Have a good
All
one.
right. Bye-bye. Thank you
Bye.
all.
Wow, it's so fabulous. So what do you think about that, Sally? You
Yeah.
don't do intermittent fasting yourself. I do. I started doing it about 8 months ago. But what's your thought on what she shared? I mean, kind of
Yeah,
incredible.
I think it's something I need to look into.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. Just the like I said, my thyroid medication was lowered. And is it because of nothing else has changed, by the way.
Right.
It's not like I was like, I'm going to go on a diet, I'm going to do this and that. No, all I changed was when I eat. That's it. Still eating the same stuff. I changed when I eat. That's the only difference. And
Right.
how many hours of the day. So like before I would eat breakfast, lunch, snack, right? Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. Now I eat like lunch, a snack, and dinner. But it's still probably about the same amount of food as I was eating before. I'm not doing like the diet part of it. But that's okay because my numbers went down, and that right there is a good thing. And I'm healthy as I've ever been. Because I had like blood panels done on just about everything you can because I wanted to see how my health was. I'm going to be 59 soon, and so I was like, I want to check and see what it is, and everything checked out. I mean, really good, really healthy. So anyway, singing the praises of intermittent fasting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what's our next book? Oh God, that was so special. I love Paige. She's amazing.
I know. We're looking at Step Up and Speak Out.
Woo woo.
With
Action
Miss
takers.
Elaine. Yeah.
Step up and speak out. Yeah, this one's coming out during the summer of 2022. And you want to talk a little bit about this book, Action Takers Who Step Up and Speak Out?
Yeah. I mean, if you've had a struggle, you've had a challenge that you've said, you know what? I'm not going to let this take over my life. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to step up and I'm going to tell people about it. Then this is the book for you. We're looking for empowering stories that have changed, things that have changed your life, that maybe now you tell the story and it's going to change someone else's life.
That's what I love about stories, because when we hear people telling their stories, if we can relate to them and we've seen them go from like, rags to riches, right? That's always like the Disney story, right? The rags to riches, like Cinderella. But if you have a story like that, where not that it's not rags to riches, but it's like you overcame something, some kind of challenge in your life or many challenges. And now you're ready to sing the praises of how going through that challenge has actually changed your life, enhanced your life, which is, Misty Lane. She has an incredible story about how, there was an accident that happened that, she ended up killing somebody and she went to prison, and she was supposed to serve a 40-year prison sentence, but she got out a lot sooner than that. But while she was in prison, something really hit her hard. And she said, I'm going to change my life. And she did immediately. So that's what this book, where that came from, that Step Up and Speak Out. She started stepping up, sharing her story and impacting other people's lives. She saw the impact it was having on them and wants to continue to have that impact. And so we're looking for people who have a story that they want to share that's going to impact other people's lives. So because that one, again, is being launched as summer of 2022. You can go to actiontakerspublishing.com and go and join us in any of these books that we're mentioning. Just go to actiontakerspublishing.com and join us in any of them. What's our next one, Sally?
Yeah, well, you know what? We losing my earphones here. We have what I think there's a couple more that we have. We have She Is an Overcomer.
She Is an Overcomer. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Yeah, isn't this cover gorgeous? We just
love it.
we're working with Dara Bose on this one, and this is stories of women who have overcome those challenges, who have done something amazing and done an inspiring deed and really overcame their struggles and their challenges.
And they're here to talk about it, right? So here to talk about it, to inspire others. Again, all the work that we do is about inspiring and motivating people to take action, to live the life they truly want to live. Like that's been my mantra. I've been saying that for 7 years. This is what I live. Like every day that I come to work, the work I love, the joy of work. Every day that I come to work and I do my work that I'm here to do while I'm on this planet is all about inspiring and motivating people to take action to live the life they truly want to live. So all the books that we have here are all about that. So you have an inspiring story. We all do. We all have something. You may not think it because it's been your life and it's just like, oh, this is just what life is. But there's a story inside of you that we have that we can tell, that we can help you to tell, to inspire and motivate other people to step up, speak out, to overcome, to share their story, to do all these different things that we're doing. So if you want to join us in that book, again, go to actiontakerspublishing.com. We're looking forward to hearing your story. Whew, what's next? We're almost done, people.
We're almost done. Healing. Action Takers with Healing Powers.
Action Takers with Healing Powers. This is such a great book, releasing the fall of 2022. If you have, when we say healing powers, what we're looking for is people who heal people in different ways. So it could be life coaching. For example, my life coach completely, totally 100% helped me to transform my life. She gave me the path, the tools that I needed in order to get onto that right path that I'm doing today, right? So that could be one example. Another could be maybe you're a massage therapist. You're someone who you have that healing with your hands, right? Or maybe you do Reiki. But so the point here is that we're looking for people who have a story of something that they do that again, what's that word? Transform people's lives. And you do it through the powers that you use on a regular basis. It can be mindset work. It could be hypnosis. Like there's so many different modalities that can really play into this book. So that one is launching again the fall of 2022. Sally, what's our next one?
Raise the Tide. And
okay, let's one at a time because I got one on the screen at a time. So this one, we're still working on the book cover design. And when we get that book cover design all finalized, then we'll have that fancy thing that we show up on the screen there. But this one is called Let's Raise the Tide. This is all about, like, that saying that the tide lifts all ships. That's not it. A rising tide lifts all boats. That's it.
Okay.
I don't know who it's by. I don't know who that saying is by. But the idea here is that, as we lift others, we lift ourselves as well. It's not about me being up here and pushing you down so that I can be higher. No, it's about us all lifting each other to raise the tide. Let's raise it up and let's make a better planet. Again, right. Inspirational, motivational. This is what we're looking for. So if you are into supporting others, if you're into lifting others up to making this planet a better place, more positive, more uplifting, then this is definitely a book for you. Let's raise the tide. Let's raise the tide together. So this is going to be a manifesto. We're creating an entrepreneur's manifesto. I'm super excited about this one, Sally, because as I was talking to Todd, I was like, I can totally envision that this book at the end, we have a manifesto. And the manifesto is like what we took out of each chapter, and it becomes part of a manifesto. So your story in this book is going to become part of the entrepreneur's manifesto. Whew, last but not least.
Last but not least.
Oh, no, it's not last but not least. It's second to last but not least.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Embracing the impact of cancer.
Ooh, go ahead and talk about this one, Sally.
Laura Waits and Heather Carter have come together, and they are putting this book together. They're both dealing with the aspects of cancer, and they found that writing about it and writing about their journeys is healing. And so they're working to get authors together to share their stories and what the impact of cancer has on their life. These are going to be inspirational stories of hope, and how the impact of cancer has made their lives either different or changed them, or help them be more grateful, or whatever it is that happened during that journey. So
yeah, it's interesting because when we go through different challenges, we talked about she is an overcomer, right? When we go through different challenges in our life, we all approach them differently. And then maybe our outcome is different than somebody else's as well. But there are a lot of people who, when they get that you have the C word, right? Which is what I've heard people refer to. Fortunately, I have never heard those terms, so I don't know what it's like, but they do. Laura and Heather definitely do. So what we're looking for is anybody who is, maybe you're still in that process. You're not in remission, or maybe you're still waiting for that final word, that, okay, you're clear. You can still be in the journey to participate in this book. So it's not just about people who have, been cleared from their cancer. And, we're looking for those, again, that's inspiration of hope. That's what we're looking for, the hope for others who are going through the journey that you're going through. So that one is launching the fall of 2022. And then we have our last one
The
that we're
last
going to
one
talk about
is,
today.
yeah, the year of yes.
Oh my gosh.
Year of yes. And this is going to be a full year journey. We're looking for people to come together and go on this journey with us for one full year and write about it along the way.
Yeah. So this came about, I don't even know why this came about. I think I was, probably one of those 3 a.m. moments that I was awakened with, here's a book you need to do, the year of yes. And so really it's about, what happens when you say yes for a year. And, we'll all decide on like what this looks like, because right now it's in concept phase right now with Whitney Wiley. And what I love about this is, for those who don't know, is in 2015, I decided to break through a fear every single day for a year. Now, by breaking through a fear every single day, I was really saying yes to myself, to growth, to change. I didn't know it at the time. All I knew was I was going to break through fears. But my life just like started unfolding, and I started gaining confidence like no other. So this is actually a journey that we're going to go on together. We're going to meet once a month on Zoom. We're going to talk about what has happened for the previous month and what do we want to happen for the following month by saying yes more regularly. Now, saying yes to the right things, not just saying yes to everything. So this is not about being trampled on and doing everything that everybody asks you. And you're like, okay, yes, yes, yes. No, this is not about that at all. This is about empowering yourself. Even sometimes the yes is saying no.
Right.
Sometimes the yes is saying no. So if no is a word that you have a challenge with, then join us on the year of yes, because we want to help you to learn how to say no by saying yes to you. So it's going to be a really fascinating journey, and it's going to last a whole year. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start the fall of 2022, start the journey, go through the journey through the end of the fall of 2023. And then our book will be released in January of 2024. So it's an actual experience. This is not just like you're going to write a chapter and be done. No, we're going to go on a journey together. Super excited about this one because, Sally, like I broke through a year of fears, every single day. So what is this going to do for me? I've never done this kind of thing before. So how much more am I going to blossom? I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I think this is going to be a great experience for anybody who signs up and registers and comes along with us.
Yeah, definitely. And again, go to actiontakerspublishing.com if you want to become an author in one of our collaboration books. The benefit of being in a collaboration book is that you're with other people. You get to meet other people. You never know what's going to happen. Many of our authors are working together today because they met each other through these collaborations. And actually, Heather and Laura aren't even in the same book together. And I connected them with each other because they had this common bond. And so that's one of the things, as well as you only write a whole chapter, you don't write a whole book. And we do all the rest of the work because we make it fast, fun, and easy for you. So Sally, one last thing you want to share with us about the collaboration books, because I know you had an amazing experience being in a collaboration book.
Yeah. It's just the people that you meet. That's the whole thing is making those connections and making them grow and connecting with people. That's what that's what changed my life is making those connections and it's fun. It's fun. It really is.
Oh my gosh, it is a lot of fun, especially launch day.
Yes. I'm excited for launch day.
Oh my gosh, it's just, we're having a blast, as you can tell, because we love our work. We have a joy of work. So the last thing is we've got our master class.
Yeah, that's what, Tuesday?
Every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern. And what we're doing this Tuesday, which is March 15th, we're doing the secrets to publishing your book, the secrets to publishing your book. We actually go through all the steps that you need to do in order to publish that book. So come and join us. And then at that masterclass, just so you know, we are going to invite you to join us on our group coaching program, where at the end of 10 weeks, you will publish your own book. So if that's something
Yeah.
you're interested in, reach out to us. You can go to actiontakerspublishing.club, actiontakerspublishing.club, and that will take you to the masterclass. Oh boy, Sally, I'm out of breath. This has been a great session. Any last words you want to share with our audience before we head out for the day?
I think that's it. We're on a roll, and I am so excited about all of these books. We have what's like 7 of them, and
Yeah.
it's just or 8, and it's just amazing. And these co-authors are phenomenal. I love all of them. So
Yes.
yeah,
It's good because we want to love the people we're working with. So.
absolutely, absolutely.
So that's important. Hey, everybody, we will see you next week on the Action Takers Town Hall. We're looking forward to having you join us in one or more of our books. As we mentioned with Paige, she's in like 3 or 4 of our books, and we're also publishing her solo book. So this is what happens. You get into this family and you see how easy and fun it is.
Right.
And so we take all that stress out for you because we know what we're doing and we're not stressed out doing it. So
It's kind of like eating a potato chip. You can't have just one. You got to do multiple books.
Yeah, that's the problem with potato chips, right? I think I'll go have one right now. Suddenly I'm hungry for some Lay's potato chips. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
My name's Monica Allen, and I am the host of the Stitch for Success podcast, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for over 18 years. And when I initially heard Linda Sunshine speak about her book, her compilation book coming out called The Fearless Entrepreneurs, my curiosity peaked. However, I did not jump on board because I felt like I don't really have a story. But I was talking with my husband one day, and I wasn't even really thinking about Linda's book, but I was just talking to him, and he said, Monica, you have a story. You should really share your story more and tell people more about where you came from and how you've gotten here. And I thought, it's not really that interesting. I've lived my life and it was a good life, and there's no one wants to hear my story. But he said, no, you really have an inspirational story and you should share it. Well, Linda Sunshine happened to mention her book again in a clubhouse room. And I thought I should really reach out to her and say that I'm interested. And so I sent her a message on Instagram, and she reached back out to me very quickly and said, well, let's have a conversation. And she told me about it, and I debated for a few days on whether to jump on it or not, because, again, not having a story, not sure if that was the right way I should go, but something in my gut told me to do it. And I'm so glad I did, because it has led to a new side of me. It has led to me telling my story and being proud of my story and knowing that there's someone out there, I don't know who, but someone out there that my story can and will touch. And Linda has been so professional throughout this process. I don't even know how she does it, because I would send her an email to ask a question, and literally she responded to me so quickly. And I'm on the East Coast, she's on the West Coast, so I'm not quite sure how she always did that, but she has answered every question I had. Any requests that I had, she would get back to me so quickly. And so it's just been a wonderful, wonderful process. I have enjoyed the interviews that she's booked for me throughout this process. And I'm so excited to be a best-selling author. That's not something that I even dreamt of 6 months ago, but it's here, and I'm very proud of it. And I just want to thank Linda Sunshine for being a part of my life and adding that accolade to my life.